Bienvenue en Paris. Bonjour. Bienvenue. Salut. And welcome to another video. This is yours truly. In this video, I want to talk about polite society. Yeah. Polite society is a society filled with people who are married and who have children. They like to go to family get-togethers. They have friends. The wife is friends with the husband's sister. The men, well, it's full of men and women. Polite society is full of men and women who are married. The men like to play golf, ride motorcycles. These people in polite society, they own nice cars like Mercedes Benzes, BMWs, Bentleys, and exotic sports cars. And they're middle class, upper middle class, and they're millionaires and billionaires. And the majority of them are white. You got some black people, and you got some people from other races who are like that. Polite society. Yeah. And in polite society, they don't like people who say a lot of profanity language, say a lot of uncivilized things that are, to them, are extremely inappropriate. These people, also, some of them are super religious. They're homebodies. They talk about their children who are walking for the first time, who are saying their first word. They'll talk about that. They'll talk about their children. They'll talk about people that they're friends with. Some of these people are they work in dentistry. They're dentists. They work in dentistry. They're doctors, lawyers. Let's see. And some are entrepreneurs. They run a business. And some of them are police officers. But in polite society, people in polite society sound like they're good people, and they look good. You see them smiling, and, they're standing with their children, they're standing with their families, they're all smiling, they're happy in a photo, and they show this to you up close and personal when you see them. But deep down inside, people in polite society have a dark side. They don't care about the less fortunate. They don't care about people who live on the streets, people who are homeless, who living on the streets of America, living under freeway overpasses, and living on the streets, living in parking lots in front of Walmarts. They don't care about people with a mental illness, people with disabilities, people who are poor and struggling, people who are just basically suffering, and they don't care about people who are getting destroyed and ripped apart by a toxic society here in America that makes them lash out and turn them into monsters and into mass shooters and whatnot. Yeah, and like for instance, okay, a woman who went to school with this guy who has a mental illness, who bought drugs from a drug dealer, and the drug dealer cheated him out of his money, and he sees what the drug dealer did, and he goes and tries to kill the drug dealer, and he gets arrested, and he went to court over this, and he's been sentenced to 50 years for attempted murder. And you tell this woman about this, and she'll say this: "Yeah, I remember him." Laugh out loud. "I don't think he liked white people. I never liked him." And she hated him because he went on his mentally ill episodes and called her a cracker because she's white, and he hugged her and she didn't like it, and she tells the teacher about it. The teacher scolds him about it. He goes and starts spitting on the teacher's car and start kicking things around and losing it in anger. And and if he gets mistreated in prison, he dies and passes away, and dies because prison guards let him just die because of his health issue, like high blood pressure or hypertension, and the prison guards don't give him his medication to control his hypertension. She's automatically not going to care. She's not going to give a damn. And she has a Facebook page, and she posts a lot of stupid stuff like tacos, and I love tacos, and I can put oil in my own car. I mean, that's people like that in polite society. Then you got police officers who are retired and who are not retired form a clique on Facebook, and they block and they remove the face and they remove the friend request button so you won't end up on their friends list. And they have these rules saying that you have to be a police officer who's active and retired, and you gotta submit your form to state that you are an active police officer, or if you are a retired police officer. And you can't belittle anybody. You can't say mean things to anybody. If you do, you'll be rejected and you'll be kicked out. But everything checks out on your request in the form that you sent, then you're welcome in. But if you're not a police officer who is active or retired, you will be booted out. And it'll just have a page where a flag of the United States is in different colors: blue, gray, and dark blue. Blue Lives Matter, alt-right, conservative, something like that. Yeah. And you gotta be in this clique. You gotta fit the bill to be in this clique. I'm gonna say this. I don't care about cliques. I don't like cliques. If I was a police officer, I wouldn't get into that clique. I mean, that's polite society right there. And what else? What else about polite society? Yeah, you got people in polite society who are gaslighters. They'll gaslight you. Like, for instance, if you get mad and upset about something, and you talk to them about it, you start yelling and shouting, and you're angry, they don't care about how you feel and why you're so angry. All they care about is refrain from talking to me. I don't appreciate you talking to me in that tone of voice. I don't mind getting together with old classmates from high school, but I don't appreciate you talking to me like that. Then you go on and on and on. They'll say this: "Have a nice day," and just end the conversation with you just like that. Just like that. Then you go and apologize for how you acted around them, and how you were speaking to them, and you call them out on how they are, and you don't care about what they did to you when you went to school with them, and you say that it's all water under the bridge, and they'll go and lash out at you and say that I'm not blind. I don't know why you have these feelings for me, and I'll watch the video. Or better yet, Send me a brief summary. Otherwise, I'm not going to watch a video that I assume that you ranting raving like you did to me face to face. And have a good day and please leave me alone. Then you got people who like, okay, if you have a YouTube channel and they watch your YouTube channel, they watch the videos on your YouTube channel, a video that you did about someone losing it, and it's this super religious person, and they'll say this to you, yeah, he really did lose it. He really did lose it. How can you talk? How can you say that he lost it, and you're the one? How can you say that he's going crazy, and you're the one who's going crazy? People change. People are not going to stay the same. And you need to become a Christian, or better yet, bring your life to God. And God bless you. And they just watch your videos and see that you were just being funny and mocking people, and they view that as you're going crazy. You're going crazy in your videos, which you're not. That's polite society right there. And also, in polite society, you can't say a lot of profanity. You can't say things that are like I say, like stuff that are out of the box. You can't be mean and belittling people. They'll reject you. And I'm gonna say this, people in polite society are so fake and they're just so plastic. And they are, they're just full of it. They're just delusional, stiff, boring people who just don't care about why people are going crazy and why people are the way they are in society. They don't care. They just view these people as outcasts and people that they just don't want to have anything to do with. Yeah, people in polite society are people who just basically live in the suburbs and big cities all over America, and they drive nice cars and they live in nice houses and they have jobs where they just work all the time, and they don't have time to spend time with their own families, and they just don't have time to and they just can't have time to save their money and travel overseas. I ain't say that they travel overseas they don't have the money to travel overseas and experience new cultures and see how other cultures live in other countries. And if you talk to them about how countries are, how people are in other countries, how they are, how things are in that country, how people live, they don't care. All they care about is familiarity of the U.S. and other people who live in the U.S. who isn't like them. All they care about is familiarity, something that's familiar to them, and they don't care about something that exists and goes on outside of their own country or bubble, or their own bubble. And also you got people in polite society who are paranoid and fearful of strangers, and they have this mindset is, don't talk to strangers and don't trust those people. Those people won't love you like I love you, and you can't love yourself. You can't love yourself. You can't love others if you can't love yourself. Stuff like that, delusional stuff like that, They think everybody outside of their clique, their bubble, is all bad. And it's like this: if you start cursing, start saying things that just shatter the glass in their world, they'll boot you out. But I'm gonna say this, I don't want to be in polite society. It's so fake and plastic. and I don't want to be in the clique at all. Because, yeah, I can't be myself. Because, anyway, I don't need to say a lot of profanity and just say a lot of, and just start ranting and raving. I don't need to do that. And I can be polite without being in polite society. And hey, and by the way, I don't hate children. I like children. I like kids. But yeah, I just feel that there's no place for me in polite society. And I don't want to have anything to do with it. Yeah, and I understand that people change. And I do, but I don't need a, I don't need to thump a Bible and go to a building with a cross on top of it to see that. You know. You know, I'm learning how to speak French right now. I'm learning about the metric system. I mean, I'm doing really good driving in kilometers now. Stuff like that. Yeah, I got, and I have people who I went to school with who are in polite society. I got someone who I went to school with who doesn't want me to say their name in a video, on a Facebook or a YouTube video, because they're afraid that if I say their name and talk about them, and not talk about their personal business, not do that, they'll freak out and think that, oh, I get all fearful and scared if someone say their name, say my name and say something about me in a video. I don't like that. And if you do, they'll say this: I don't appreciate you saying my name in a video, and you say you don't care, and I don't appreciate that. Yeah. So you know you know I'm just gonna say this, I feel good right now, and I really do, and there's no need for me to be in polite society. I can be real. I can tell the truth without using profanity language and without rant raving and whatnot. And I've been blocked by people on YouTube, and I don't really care anymore. They went their way and I went my own way. But I learned something from those people. And I've been growing as of late, and I'm getting better of right now, of being a better person right now, And that's all that matters to me. you know there's some out of the box, politically incorrect stuff that's funny and make me laugh. I still laugh at stuff like that, and I still do. And and I can be mature and knowledgeable and have a sense of humor at the same time. I can do that. I mean, that makes me unique. But I don't need to be flat, stiff, plastic, and boring, and just do the same thing over and over and over and over again, and just boot people out because I don't like how they are. And I gave, I blocked a guy from Australia who was like saying a lot of weird stuff on my videos, and I blocked him because he was saying a lot of strange stuff. I mean, was I being mean to him? No. I mean, if someone's acting weird and saying mean things to you and saying weird stuff to you, I mean, would you block them? Would you? I would. It's like this, and I welcome people on my channel. I mean, if you're cool, if you're normal, if you say funny stuff, if you're okay, yeah, I mean, you're welcome to this channel. But if you say a lot of mean, evil, cruel stuff to me, you tear me down, you you say things that will bring out the worst in me, or you act weird on my channel, say weird stuff, and send weird stuff on my on videos on my YouTube channel, and put me down and just constantly harass me, and just say weird stuff, if I respond to you, yeah, I'll block you, and I will. You know, going back to people in polite society, those people, you know, a lot of them, people in polite society are basically delusional people, fake plastic people, gaslighters, triggered little snowflakes, clowns, pricks, a-holes, super patriotic Americans, super patriotic Texas people. Yeah. People are delusional just how bad things are here in the United States. People suffering and struggling who are just poor, have a mental illness, people with a disability, people who are just weak and vulnerable, the sick, the poor. Those people, I mean, they don't care. They don't care about corrupt politicians who just making poor people's lives a living hell. Yeah, those people, and I guess I'm viewed as a nutcase here on YouTube, and here in society and polite society, and they view me as, and they want to compare me to Alex Jones, and they say that I'm like Alex Jones, and Alex Jones say a lot of wacko conspiracy theory stuff, like saying that the Sandy Hook massacre is a hoax, which is a lie, and that's not true. And I'm not gonna put down people who lost their loved ones in mass shootings, because that's kind of sad, and what those mass shooters have done to innocent people is just wrong, I'm not for what they did, because what they did is wrong, and I'm also against people who drive these people to go on mass shootings. What they do to these people is wrong as well. And there's a saying, two wrongs don't make a right. And people in polite society just don't see that. They're just in their own little world. All they care about is their family, their little lives, their jobs, and them being friends with their husband's sister. The wife is friends with the husband's sister, and their children who are toddlers, who are crawling, and they say their first word for the first time, and they're walking, and they're potty trained, and they love tacos, and they love Mexican food, and they say so and so did this, it was so funny at the family reunion, at the family and friends get together and all this, and they're so happy and gay, they're so happy, and they're so fake plastic and narcissistic and whatnot, and and they don't view people who scream and shout and say a lot of profanity, and they're angry and they're all screwed up in the head, and their minds are destroyed by drugs because of a toxic society that the U.S. government and people in American society has created. And that's why criminals exist, because of that. Because of a society, of a broken, messed up society that the government and people in society have created. And yeah, people in polite society don't see that, and if I say this to them, they don't care at all. They don't care. All they care about is if you're just like them, if you're plastic and fake like them, they'll welcome you with open arms. But if you're not like them, if you're yelling and shouting, if you're torn down by society and say a lot of profanity, they'll boot you out. They'll kick you out. they'll disown you. They don't want to have anything to do with you. If you try to talk to them in society and try to apologize to them, you keep going after them. They'll call the police on you, have you arrested, and put a restraining order against you. Put a restraining order against you. If you talk to them on Facebook or any of their YouTube or their YouTube channel, they'll block you. So, I guess I'm a terrible, I've been viewed by people in polite society as I've been viewed by some people in polite society as a person who's crazy, who's angry, who's ranting, raving, who has a lot of issues and say a lot of crazy stuff and just completely nuts and just have a dirty mouth and has so much evil and hatred in my heart, and I don't love and I don't respect the military. I don't respect people serving the military, and if Michael Jordan and Barack Obama wasn't who they are, they'll end up like me, I'm viewed as that. But I don't care what people like that say, because they don't know nothing about me. They don't know what's inside my heart. They don't know what I'm thinking. And and also you got people in polite society who love to read someone's body language. They read someone's body language and they talk about their body language, but they don't care about how they feel and how they think on the inside. So, yeah. So, I don't really care about body language readers anyway, because, they don't have a clue. Even though polite society is full of gaslighters, toxic people, religious people, mean, violent assholes, delusional, out of touch people. Also, in polite society, you have spouses who cheat on each other. I mean, some of them do drugs and get drunk. Yeah. They do all kinds of horrible things, like dark things, But, on the outside, they're perfect. But, deep down inside, they're not. A lot of them are hypocrites. I don't know. A lot of them are hypocrites. And they view an outsider who snaps and loses it in front of them. They view them as crazy. How can you be crazy if you sitting on Facebook posting garbage nonstop, like talking about tacos, and I put oil and gas in my own car and all this stuff, and you talk about you blocking an outsider who you assume is dangerous and is crazy, and they just lost it because they hit rock bottom and society just kicks them to the curb and treats them badly. And you're gonna talk about, if you can't love yourself, then you can't love others. Well, how can I do that if my mental health is being assaulted by this toxic, evil, cruel society here in the United States, and I'm going around losing and getting angry, and I'm snapping, you gonna tell me I can't love others, and I can't love myself? You don't have a clue, and if I tell you the truth, you wouldn't care. So, that goes on in polite society, and it does. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of like there's they're just hypocrites. I mean, they're hypocrites, you know, and you know, I'm going back to the ones who are religious. They're hypocrites too, and they don't see the problem too. You know, it's like this. I mean, they don't see what Winston Wu sees. I mean, like Winston Wu says, you know, I give you the truth. They just give you bullshit. And, you know, and those people in polite society, along with normies here in the United States, just give you bullshit. And that's what they give you. And if you're not like them, going back to people in polite society, if you're not like them, they'll give you the boot. They'll kick you out. They'll disown you. They don't want to have anything to do with you. They have completely shut you out of their lives. They won't mention your name. They won't think about you. And they won't talk about you. They just talk about friends and families in their own little circle. And people who they went to school with. And you went to school with them and they boot you out like you just don't exist. And they don't mention you at all. So, I look at that, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me, because I'm going to meet new people, and I'm not going to think about those old people ever again who are now part of polite society. So, in the immortal Psy language from Senator Christian Sinema, a Democratic corrupt senator from Arizona who gave the thumbs down in the Senate on the $15 minimum wage hike. So, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Excuse me. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to give the thumbs down to people of polite society, and this is what I think of them. Because, they completely, totally suck. Their children suck. And them as in the husband and the wife suck too. So polite society sucks. They suck. Alright, that's all I gotta say in this video. Au revoir.